This is Jack Lemmon speaking. Ernie Kovacs was a character. Wild, funny, brilliant. So only Ernie could create a gaggle of characters almost as colorful as he was. There was Percy Dove Tonsils, Matza Hepplewhite, Miklos Bolnar, the Nairobi Trio, the zaniest characters this side of insanity. And they tickled the television audience in the 1950s and early 60s, and they still do. Tonight, the characters of Ernie Kovacs.
Today, the chef Molnar tell you how to plan menu, how to make chicken Molnar. This is chicken in Hungary we call puika. Puika is turkey, chicken is chicken, chirke. Chirke is chicken, and troika is a Russian dance. Now, we make special stuffing for chicken. First, we take one caper. This caper. This is like detective story, caper, you know. Throw away rest, don't need this caper. Now we take one queen olive, pick out pimento. Pull out pimento very carefully, put out pimento. Now we take caper, put caper inside queen olive. Push good down inside, shouldn't fall out. Now, next we take kolbász, this kolbász. Ja, igen, jaj, Istenem, ez a kolbász, nem tudom igen beszélni, ez a magyarul hát. We pull off one kolbász. Now we take kolbász, cut kolbász like this one time, cut like this one time, separate, little hole, put kolbász. Now we put olive which got pimento, which got out pimento, and got caper where pimento was inside kolbász, fold kolbász, nice back. Now take kolbász, take chirke, which is chirke is chicken, puika is turkey, and troika is Russian dance. You remember this? My boy sweat the studio. Hot lights. My brother-in-law sweat. Now we take kolbász which got olive, which got caper inside. No, we stuff inside chirke. Now, close up chirke, shouldn't catch cold. Now, we put chirke, Istenem, mit csináltam az éjségérzésem. Now, put chirke inside bowl. Now we take carrots, nice fresh carrots, and we put, it's not so fresh carrots, but it's on television, nobody cares. All right, we put one carrot. Now, you take parsley. You take parsley. I nem szeretem as a parsley. Don't care for parsley, so put just kicsi parsley, not much parsley. Now, garlic. It's called foghagyma, Hungariba. Foghagyma, garlic. No? Tudom beszélni mit garlic? No. But yeah, even you got garlic, no?
A little faster, chef, a little faster.
Yeah. Now, we make sauce. First we put kicsi scotch. We put scotch in sauce. Now we put some bourbons. That's a Janos Daniels. Now we put bourbons inside. Now then, takes practice to do this. Now we take some rye. Put rye. Kicsi rye. The hot kitchen sweat. Hey, Istenem, nem igen jó. Now we put bor. Bor is what you call Hungary is wine is called bor. Bor. Now we put bor in. Oh, jó, bor igen jó. Istenem, ez a sweat. Now, all right. Now we stir around neat. Now, how you cook? You put chirke Molnar. First, you put oven, set oven at Fahrenheit. Any number, but make sure it's Fahrenheit. Now, put oven 20 minutes, finish, pull out oven, take out, Take out chirka, throw away, drink sauce, huh?
John?
Oh, I wish I was in Dixie, away, away. In Dixieland, I'll take my stand to live and die for Dixie.
X19?
Ja. Du hast mein X51?
9.
Du hast X52?
9.
Du hast X9?
9, as in nope.
Oh, ganz Sie passen. Maybe du hast the X53.
Yeah.
It's one or the other. I just couldn't remember names. I'm not so good. Listen, tonight we're going to steal into the place where they make the atomic bombs in that little candy store and steal the plans, eh?
Right, you said it.
You boot. Listen, if you look a little conspicuous, you look like spies or something. You got a disguise, maybe?
I am always ready with a disguise, X19.
What was the other thing you was ready with for almost a minute now?
See?
Oh, yeah.
I am disguised as a surgeon.
Oh, yes. Those fish that swim upstream in the winter.
A brain surgeon.
Oh, those. They swim
Yeah.
up to the head. I know what you mean.
That's
Listen, you think you got a disguise?
You bring one?
They'll never notice me, but...
Let's see.
How you like that, huh? This little something that I whipped up. My tattoo doesn't show, does it?
9.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Hello, kids. It's your old Auntie Gruesome with another story. This is the story of Rapunzel. A girl was closed up in the tower. Well, it seems that Rapunzel had been hanging around too many espresso joints, and her father said, I'm going to lock you up in the tower, Rapunzel. Rapunzel wasn't her real name. Her real name was Bessie Lou Koznovsky, but she wanted to be in motion pictures, and she thought the Rapunzel Liederkranz was kind of more romantic. Well, now, she's locked up in this tower, and all of a sudden, along comes this prince. See, he's riding on a big horse. Well, this prince worked in a hardware store in the daytime. He was a prince by night, wonderful fellow. And he says, hello there, Rat. What you doing? She says, the old man has closed me up in the tower, she said, and she says, gee, I'm dying to get out of here. She said, listen, why don't you slip off and get a couple of pizzas and come up here and we'll have a little, kind of a little party. He says, well, swell. So he races off on this horse that he borrowed from the guy that owns the hardware store, and in about 4 minutes, he comes back, see, with these pizzas. Well, she says, well, come on up. She says, come on up. He says, well, I can't get up there in that big tower. She says, he says, look here, bushy tails, why don't you let down your hair and I'll climb up on it. She says, swell idea. Well, it just happens that she's got kind of loose hair, and in about a half hour, he looks like a mohair sofa. You know, it's all over him, and she's got dandruff. He thinks it's snowing. He starts to catch cold. So he finally gets over there and he cuts this big pole off a tree, see, and he goes dingo, and he kind of pole vaults right up to the tower, but his hands are all slippery from the pizzas, and he goes sailing off. What's that? The time's up again? My goodness, I didn't know it was that late. Cuckoo, cuckoo, he cooked me. Cuckoo. And now, for the magic cabinet trick. And now, sir, can't learn to carry the tray and the cabinet at the same time, huh? Step into the magic cabinet.
Yep. You're gonna make some rabbits appear. I've seen you fellas make rabbits appear. You hide them up your sleeves, goldfish bowls, too, and silk handkerchiefs, and flags of all nations, canaries, pigeons.
Are you finished?
White mice.
Get in there!
Are you sure this is the right address?
Yes, dear.
But you said there was supposed to be a big party here.
Perhaps the other guests were late. Why don't you sit down on a nice, cool rock until they get here?
I'm frightened, Harold. I have a feeling that something dreadful is going to happen in this cave.
Don't be afraid, my dear. As long as I'm with you, you're all right.
Oh, yes, Harold. I know as long as I'm with you, I'm all right. Forgive me for saying this, but... Harold, your eyes, they're getting funny. Harold, your nails. And your hands. You never told me you were married. And your hair. Somehow you look different.
And now, my dear, I'm going to kill you. But first, I'm going to tell you who murdered your father. The name of the man who murdered your father.
Tell me. Ever since I've been a child, I've wanted to know.
The name of the man who murdered your father was... That's mighty pretty, darling. Mighty pretty.
Stop playing that tuba.
Nobody tells my daughter to stop playing the tuba.
I don't like tuba.
Blue Bowl. Stop playing the tuba, honey. Stop playing it there.
Okay. You're ready to draw.
I'm ready to draw.
I'll give you a few shots first.
All
Don't
right.
take any disadvantages of you.
It was all just a little joke there, Blue Bows. I really didn't mean to hit you. you can tell I didn't mean to. See, my guns is on the table.
John?
My son, you have been a disgrace to my tribe. Many people say you are stupid. Why do they say this, my son?
Beats me,
Father.
Father?
Now we have captured the English school teacher, and we are burning her at the stake. Son, I want you to do a war dance, so the fellow members of the tribe will know you're not so stupid.
Okay, Mother?
Father.
Father. I can't remember everything. Father's the one with the feathers.
Greetings indeed. There has been some talk in the mail that I am drinking real gin in this glass for my martini. I objurgate such talk. This is not gin, this is the phony prop. It's white scotch. Besides, last week I had to join the AA to continue in this spot. So I did. It's Albert Alexander's Bar. It's a wonderful little place. We call it AA for short. Today, taking my picture out there is Norman again, of the muscles and sinews. The toss-up is he has more sinews or more muscles, but he certainly has a wonderful camera and it's painted orange. Norman told me a joke just before we sat down to do this poem today, which I would like to tell to you. He said, why are elephants painted gray? And I said, I don't know. And he said, so they can tell them from bluebirds. He's so funny. He's anything for a laugh. He's the only one on the crew who takes my picture and wears funny shorts. Now then, I was stuck terribly last week. I was so angry. The little girl who lived next door was going to be on television, and she was wearing a particularly lovely gown with all mauve and lace. And she said, you must see me in color. And I said, but Mercy, we don't have a color set. And she said, well, you must get one. And just then a rather hideous, insidious type person said, I'll sell you a color set for $120. So certainly this is a bargain. So I paid him the $120, and he brought the set up, and he says, here's your color set. In a way, he was right. It was brown. Now then, I'm going to read my poem to you today, which I call Ode from a Germ's Eye Viewpoint. Here comes Al Jarvis. Ode from a germ's eye viewpoint. As a germ, I'm smaller than the flea, for I can see you, but you can't see me. My mother is in pictures. You've seen her on the screen. She gave chicken pox to Alan Ladd and mumps to Bobby Breen. But my sister is at Vassar. At sports, she's really a dream. Last week, they made her captain of the Streptococcus team. Bye, Norman.
Well, honey, I'm glad we finally hired a butler. Where'd you manage to find one?
I called the employment agency, and they said they had a new man over there. I called him. He used to be in radio. I think he was a sound effects man.
You calling me?
Yes, Dad and I would like something to drink.
It's pretty good. Yeah, boy. That's not a bad idea. It's pretty hot. I have one of myself, huh?
I'll have a mint julep.
So will I.
Make it a 3.
Luigi!
Oh, I forgot that.
I think he's a boozer.
He'll hear you.
Must be pretty nice. Must be pretty nice to sit around and drink all the day. Have a lots of money. Yeah, boy, Jim, money going.
What?
Never been a mistake. There's nobody's hurt. What are you getting so I can say?
Honey, would you pour me a mint julep instead of clumsy there?
Put him on mint julep.
All right, Daddy.
A little more, honey.
I'm trying, Daddy.
Yep, a little more, honey, a little more.
I'm trying, Daddy. I'm trying.
A little more.
Well, Daddy,
A little more, honey, child, a little more.
I'm trying, Daddy.
re, sol, do, mi, do, fa, re, sol, sol. Mi, sol, la, re, fa, re, sol, do, mi, do, fa, re, sol, sol, do. Do, mi, fa, si, re, si, mi, la, do, la, fa, re, sol, sol. Do, mi, do, fa, si, re, si, mi, la, do, la, fa, re, sol, sol, do. Mi, sol, la, re, fa, re, sol.